I first met Byrdie in 1997 at a mutual friend's house. My friend mentioned to him that I made beats, and they all insisted that I put some on for them to freestyle to. I knew the moment that I heard Byrdie rap that he was special. I could tell that he was a real hip-hop head and a seasoned vet when it came to freestyling, and needless to say, he killed it. But more importantly, he had the rest of the package to go along with it. He was a pretty boy who had a lot of character, charm, and charisma. He also had an infectious smile, and you really couldn't help but like the guy because of his humble and genuine demeanor. I ended up having to run somewhere real quick, and when I came back, Byrdie was gone. And my friend said he didn't have any contact info on him either. So, I spent the next year and a half hoping to run into him again, and finally did one night in 1999 at a random house party. We had since released the first Full-Time Soldiers album and had received a lot of rave reviews for it, so he congratulated me on it and offered to help promote it. I said, "Man, are you kidding me? I want you to join the group." He thought I was kidding until I told him to come to my studio the next day. He showed up and we went straight to work, getting him on various songs for what ended up becoming the Seattle hip-hop classic, Money Motivated, that was released in March of 2000. Byrdie made a great addition to Full-Time Soldiers. He not only brought a new dynamic because of his player persona and lyricism, but he was also able to sing, which was something that we were lacking at the time because none of us knew any singers and we hadn't discovered Wands yet. The F.T.S. Money Motivated album was the first Seattle underground hip-hop album to ever receive pre-orders at Sam Goody. It was also one of their best-selling albums at the time, and it was making a lot of noise throughout the Northwest. Not long after its release, I ended up receiving a phone call from a then intern at Cube 93 named DJ Super Sam. They were looking for some local music to play on their Sunday night show called Future Flavors, and they had heard about us from Sam Goody. Super Sam told me to send them any of our songs that were radio playable. I kind of laughed because, honestly, we didn't have much, but Byrdie's Song Player's Policy was about as close as we were going to get to it. We sent it in, and the response was crazy. We followed up with the song Lately, in which Byrdie was singing the hook, and the phone lines lit up yet again.
Future Flavors
with Tony B, Drea, and Super Sam.
Cube 93.
Future Flavors from Seattle Central District. F.T.S. is back again.
Tony, their last track, Players Policy, blew up the phone lines on Future Flavors.
And please believe I'm already getting calls on this new track.
And y'all need to get your asses down to all the local stores and support these guys because the album is tight.
From Seattle Central District, they still represent.
F.T.S. and lately, Future Flavors.
Seattle's #1 music station.
Cube 93.
The attention from those two songs landed us a performance at the Cube 93 pre-Summer Jam party that year, where we stole the show and tore the roof off of the building.
They got the whole house rocking, man.
The following year, we released Byrdie's 2001 debut solo album, Poetic Epidemic. The album's lead single, Players Policy Part 2, received rave reviews on Cube 93, and after several consecutive months of airplay on Future Flavors, landed me in a face-to-face meeting with Eric Powers, the program director for Cube 93, aka the man who decides what gets played on the station. The decision to put Byrdie's song in rotation was made, and to this day is an honor that only a handful of Seattle artists have ever been given.
Policy Part 2? What happened to Part 1?
Part 1,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Part 1 was on the first F.T.S. album, Money Motivated.
So how long you been, what album is this? This is your second?
This is the solo. It was a group effort on the first one.
Okay.
My group, Full-Time Soldiers, F.T.S. We came out with that, and I was given a solo track, and it went on the air with Future Flavors, and it got rave reviews, so this is the sequel to it.
Byrdie, in the studio with us. On Seattle's #1 hit music station.
Cube 93.
This is nice, man. I was like
Like that?
I like the cadence. I like your lyrics. It was nice.
Doing it, man.
He's singing also.
Yeah.
Yes, my
It's
man Wines
produced
was on there
nice,
too, singing. Thank you.
So what plans you got? I mean, I know this is kind of a big step for you. We just played it on our show. But no, your song's doing really well. That's why we want to bring you on the show and get, expose to some new people out there.
Absolutely.
But pick up this album. It's called Poetic Epidemic by Byrdie.
Support all local music, man.
Pretty Birdie or Dirty Birdie? Which one you living tonight?
Pretty Birdie, that's for the ladies, but that's when I learned how to sweet talk and nuns and making love. And Dirty Birdie, that's just for eating MCs and everything, of course. How does it do it, folks?
And I mean, like you
alter
said,
ego.
You're strictly a lyricist.
Lyricism.
Byrdie continued to work, and in 2004 released his sophomore album, In Flight. He followed with a pair of unprecedented top-notch videos that still rival many videos that you see being released today, one of which was directed by now Oscar winner TJ Martin. His buzz and notoriety continued to build, and he became a regular fixture at Cube 93 for several years, performing at many of their events and appearing on numerous station promos.
Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Come ride with me, pretty Birdie baby in Cube 93. It's every power's a DJ scene. It's a baseball. Every power's on the mic, y'all.
Byrdie helped kick the door open for local artists in Seattle, and many believe that he was on his way to the top of the rap game. He began traveling and took off to the 2006 Billboard R&B Hip Hop Conference in Atlanta, where he met and networked with many music industry movers and shakers. Upon return from his successful trip to Atlanta, an unrelated medical issue landed Byrdie in a doctor's office, and it was at this time a massive tumor was discovered growing in his stomach. He was diagnosed with GIST, a form of gastrointestinal cancer. He was told the tumor was too large to be removed and given maybe 2 years to live if his treatment was unsuccessful. He went on to endure 5 long years of treatment, and in 2011, doctors were finally able to remove the tumor. He was subsequently and miraculously declared cancer-free. Byrdie also tried to get back to the music that year by releasing the People's Choice mixtape hosted by the world-famous DJ Vlad. In October of 2013, Byrdie collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Scans indicated that not only had the cancer returned, but it had metastasized and spread to several other parts of his body. He also needed a risky emergency operation on his throat and spent 5 weeks recovering in the hospital. His prognosis was uncertain, but Byrdie remained the ever-optimist and was prepared to fight for his life yet again. He was eventually moved to a long-term care facility in preparation for more surgeries and a second battle with cancer, but just days after being admitted to the rehab center, he got sick again and went unconscious. He never awakened and was later determined to be brain dead. The decision to remove his life support was made and occurred a little after midnight on December 1st, 2013. He died naturally and peacefully the following day. D-Sane, his main producer and mentor, vowed to keep his musical legacy alive after his passing and immediately went to work on a posthumous album for him. I spent several months rounding up data from different studios and have spent the past year and a half putting his final body of work together. The project is filled with both unreleased songs and remixes, with the majority of the production being handled by myself. To top off the album, Critical, myself, and singer Jazz Digga decided to do a tribute song called Bird's Eye View, which I also decided to title the album. Now, that song needs a video. And not just any video. It needs a professional video. A video that will truly express how much he meant to all of us, and that will complement his legacy. We have lots of wonderful ideas for the video, but wonderful ideas cost money. We have pulled together all of our resources to make it happen, but are still falling short of the minimum budget that we expect the video to cost. Of course, the sky is the limit when it comes to how much we could spend on a video, so our minimum is really just the bare necessities. If we get more than the minimum, then we will do a nicer video. Any funds that we receive that are not used towards the video will be donated to the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance on behalf of the Watson family and Street Level Records. So, Rest assured, any and all money donated will go to a good cause and will not end up in someone's pockets. The album Bird's Eye View is available for free download, but we ask that you please consider donating at least $5. If you are not able to donate, then we ask that you at least spread Birdie's music to your friends. Share this fundraising campaign on your social networks and help us to achieve the most important goal of all, spreading his music to the world. Myself, along with Birdie's friends and family, thank you all so much for your support, and God bless you.
I'm crying tears cause you left me here. Going through life without my partner is what I fear. Now you go.